What is going on, everybody? Zyonik here, and in today's video we're gonna dive into the Boulder Cup meta. Now, the Boulder Cup is one of 8 options for the Mirror Cup tournament for the August Sylph League Arena tournament. And the Boulder Cup was January's original tournament, but a lot of things have changed, guys. Not only do we have new Pokemon and new moves that make old Pokemon super strong, so it's gonna be good to refresh yourself on the Boulder Cup in case your community is gonna be doing it. Alright guys, diving right into the Boulder Cup meta. The first thing you guys should take a look at here is that Metachan is in the center of the infograph, because Metachan with Power Up Punch can beat almost anything in this tournament if it has 2 shields. Because of how Power Up Punch will ramp up its own damage of counter, it can eliminate Skarmory in a 2 shield scenario. Obviously, it can delete Steelix, Probopass, and Bastiodon like we know. It can beat the Mud Boys in a 2 shield scenario. And depending on what moveset some of these other Pokemon have, it can beat it as well. So, the first thing we gotta note is that Metachan, 100%, I would lock this guy on your team. But then from there, obviously, now we need Metachan counters. So we're going to go ahead and look up to the right at Metachan counters. And ironically, Torterra, guys, in the 2 shield scenario can beat a Metachan, because the Razor Leaf will take out the Metachan before the counter takes out the Torterra, which is kind of hilarious. Gallade, however, is kind of a mix. There's 2 approaches to this, guys. There is the Charm Gallade and the Confusion Gallade. Charm will delete Metachan, like lock it down, it has no chance, delete it. But it doesn't store energy as fast, which means it can't really get to that, maybe that close combat to get a good hit on the Skarmory or take out the tanks down in the bottom left. Or maybe it won't get to Leaf Blade as fast. So Charm is, there's a win and a loss with that. You delete Metachan, but then you lose your coverage, basically. Confusion, on the other hand, can beat a Metachan except for the 2 shield scenario. Again, that's where Metachan comes in, where it can beat everything in 2 shields pretty much. So then, what kind of beats Torterra and Gallade, right? We have 2 different approaches. You got Skarmory, right? The Terror of the Skies, Skarmory can handle those guys pretty dang well. But also, Jirachi can handle those guys as well. And then Bronzong, with Bulldoze and Psyshock and Confusion, can handle Jirachi and handle those guys, and handle Metachan in a certain shielding scenario. It's not a complete lockdown. It's going to be super close, and then I believe Metachan with 2 shields still wins. But Bronzong, it can handle all of these guys going down, so that might be another very solid pick. Again, this is going to be tossed up with the Ralts Community Day, as I'm sure you guys are aware of. Ralts is going to be the Pokemon 4 August Community Day, which is going to be next weekend on August 3rd. So then moving down, let's take a look at the bottom right, We got some of those fighters, the Mud Boys. What is their kind of role? Well, their role essentially is to take out the tanks, but then also, because of how they can charge energy so fast, they can also burn shields pretty well. So in certain situations, a Swampert pumping out Hydro Cannons will delete shields, which then, if the Metachan isn't the one shielding there, Metachan becomes pretty useless without shields, because he can get hit so hard by so many things. Skarmory will be able to take him out if Metachan has no shields. So there's all that. We got our fighters as well. So you got Poliwrath, ideally Legacy Poliwrath with that Mudshot Power-Up Punch, and then the other 2 fighters, Hitmonchan and Lucario. These guys can beat the Mud Boys in most situations, and then they also beat the tanks. And then Bronzong there at the top also beats the fighters because of that confusion. Jirachi will as well, but it's just a somewhat graph that I kind of made up. It's not perfect, so don't judge me on my perfection here, but it gives you guys a good idea for the Boulder Cup meta, right? And we take over, look at the tanks. The tank's job is to handle Skarmory. And to be fair, a lot of these other Pokemon can handle Skarmory in certain shielding situations. So I'm not sure the total use that these tanks will have, because they can be beat a lot of different ways. But I think having one on your team will be kind of essential, and I think as the meta plays out more, we may see them more prevalent. But I think the really prevalent things are going to be Metachan counters, and then some kind of third in there. So yeah, that's basically the meta as we can see there, guys. Tanks beat Skarmory, Skarmory beats Metachan counters beat Metachan, Metachan beats everyone, and then some of the Metachan counters also beats like the Mud Boys and the Fighters as well, because again, Torterra, Razor Leaf, gonna delete Mud Boys there. So this is kind of interesting to see, and Metachan is just really strong, guys. Go ahead and take a look at the Sims. There's really not a lot that can beat him other than maybe himself, right? Landing a Psychic early, that beats himself, and then Torterra in 2 shields, and Charm Gallade or Gallade in 1 shield or under. That's about it. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Again, Metachan, if he has shields, he can beat everything. If he doesn't have shields, he gets deleted by a lot of stuff. A no shield scenario, unless... The funny thing is if Metachan, right, if you invest 2 shields, delete the Pokemon that you're facing, the next Pokemon that's coming in is going to get hit so hard by those counters, guys, like you will delete. Because you've already ramped up basically 2 or 3 power-up punches, so then you have +3 attack, and then you're coming into maybe a +4 on power-up punch. It's gonna hurt. You're gonna chunk at least half of the health of the next Pokemon coming in, unless maybe it's a Charm Gallade who gets like 1 or 2 hits in, but still half the health may be gone. So that is the Boulder Cup meta, guys. So I hope you guys have some of these Pokemon. If you guys didn't participate in the old Boulder Cup, it was really like a balance of power. It was basically Skarmory, Metachan, and Mud Boys. That was the balance of the 3. Now we have a much more diverse, but a lot of these Pokemon we have from previous tournaments. I'm sure a lot of you guys maybe have Probopass, Bastiodon, Steelix. I'm sure a lot of you guys have Skarmory. I'm sure you guys have Swampert, right? You should. He was pretty recent. And then some of the fighters, some of the Confusion users. You will get the Gallade from Ralt's Community Day. So this is looking like a really fun meta. I'm so glad we have the chance to go back and revisit the Boulder Cup. So let me know what you guys think about that, revisiting all these old tournaments, because I've heard that a lot of you guys got into it a little later, so you never got the chance to actually do the Boulder Cup, and this one's going to be, it's a powerhouse. It's a powerhouse tournament, guys. So that is the Boulder Cup. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys found it informative. So be sure to smash that like button, comment down below, and let me know what you guys think about the Boulder Cup, and whether you guys are going to bring Charm or Confusion on Gallade, or what do you guys think about the new move? Because as you guys know, Ralts has been announced for the Community Day for August, and that is next weekend, guys. That is going to be the 3rd of August. We are going to see Ralts as the Community Day Pokemon. So much hype in there because the shiny is incredible. We get Gallade and Gardevoir with an exclusive move and Charm. This is really exciting, guys. So be sure to smash that like button. Let me know what you guys think, and like always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.